How to Deal with Change. This book, as I was getting ready to make this video today, and this is my teacher Yuansa, his book is called Voyage to the Shore. Hey, what's up everybody? It's Gabe with Woven Wings. I'm excited to be making you another video today. And today's video focuses on navigating life changes, dealing with changes that we inevitably encounter in life. And for today, I want to share with you guys a little bit of science, a little bit of my own experience, and a little bit of traditional wisdom to try to bring things together. And if you're going through a life transition, hopefully you'll find this video helpful in terms of how do you orient and get your North Star as you go through changes that are sometimes, as I know from personal experience, very confusing, difficult, sometimes overwhelming. And so, yeah, let's get started. Dealing with changes, navigating life transitions. I think it's a truism. We all know that everything changes. Life is always changing. You can't hold on. But at the same time, of course, that's what we do, right? Of course we hold on. We form attachments. We form connections. We fall in love with certain things, with people, with places, with the way our lives are. And then we don't want them to change. And that is part of the pain. It's also part of the beauty of life, but it is part of the pain of life that we care so much for certain things. We form attachments and then it changes on us. It changes. So how do we deal with this? I'll get into the science of it in a second, but just to think about it from traditional wisdom, we have in traditional Chinese wisdom, Taoist wisdom, you have the notion really that everything changes. That comes from many different cultures, but we have the I Ching in Chinese culture, the book of changes. It is how to deal with change. And I also came across this book as I was getting ready to make this video today, and this is my teacher Yuansa. His book is called Voyage to the Shore. And that is a common image that's used in the I Ching in thinking about dealing with changes, is that it is a good idea or a bad idea sometimes to cross the great waters. And I like thinking about change in that way because sometimes we get really attached, and what we really are doing in change is we are voyaging into the next world. And we might be sitting in our same apartment or in our same situation, community while we make that voyage. But the actual process of transforming and getting to a place of being in flow and being in line with the changes happening in our life is akin to taking a great voyage across the shore. And that's similar as I, can apply this to my own life, share with you guys some personal experience. That is similar to the journey my ancestors, my Japanese ancestors made in migrating to Maui, literally crossing the great waters. I had it a lot easier when I moved here a few years ago from California. I just got in a plane and I flew 5-6 hours. I can go back to California, right? But nonetheless, the same thing, crossing those great waters. And yeah, just to relate it to my own experience, I can say, I moved to Maui, I got married and had a son, I became a father just as COVID was starting. And then a few months after that, our family, we decided to move out here to Hawaii, to Maui, and suddenly we were out here. We crossed the great water. It was like a big kind of mystical, magical experience. And here we landed in the middle of COVID. And if folks who follow my channel, I'm going through a divorce now. So the other shoe has dropped, right? And through all of that, so many changes. I became a father, I was married, now I'm going through a divorce, and ending up in this place that, I have family ancestry and origins. I'm lucky to have some uncles and aunties here on Maui, but all my community that I knew from California is not here. My immediate family, the family I was closest with, my parents, my brothers, are not here. My grandparents have passed away. And so, as going through a difficult, challenging time and our marriage wasn't working and then going through the divorce, it's been a lot. It has been a lot. And so actually to sit here and make these videos for you guys, to have this channel, to be doing the work that I'm doing on Maui, working with different clients, folks in recovery, serving the island while still being supportive to my clients on the mainland and around the world. It's a lot. It is a lot. And so I guess the first thing I want to say to you if you're going through this is that you can do it. And it's hard. And I've been there. I've been in the difficulty of what it's to feel overwhelmed, to feel like life is suddenly impossible, or, suddenly feel so old. In this process for me of transition, it's also an aging thing. Now I'm 38. I just celebrated my 38th birthday. When I moved here, I was, 33 or something, 34. And it might not seem like there's that much difference between those ages, but, anyone who's become a parent and you go through those transitions, you know what I'm talking about, where you're really losing a former part of yourself, who you were before. You have to die to that person in order to fully show up in this situation and in your present and be able to make not just the best of it, but be able to attune to the current situation in a way that really makes it come alive and brings the profundity and the amazingness of what life is back into the mix. Because it's so easy as we're aging, you kind of feel like, okay, I've been put out to pasture. I'm just an old guy now, which I feel that way sometimes. But even that, I'm learning to embrace that and use that for my own spiritual growth and transformation. Okay, so, there's a lot more that I can share about that. I look forward to actually just opening up to you guys about that journey for myself. But one of the things I want to highlight from a scientific standpoint on this topic is that our brains, change is hard for us as humans because our brains are hardwired, our nervous systems are hardwired to resist change. Actually, if you just think about being an animal, a mammal, right, in your environment, and when you perceive something changing in the environment, well, your alert system is going to go up a little bit, right, because something's changing. So it could be an opportunity for food or shelter or something like that, but it could also be a threat. Right? And so naturally, our amygdala and our nervous system begins to activate in the face of change. And we are wired, even if it's not necessarily to our spiritual benefit, biologically and socially, we are wired to create structure and create security, create stability and safety. And so change, it's a little bit of a paradox, right? It threatens that. So we naturally build up these walls and these containers to hold us, and then life comes in and knocks at it as it must, and then we naturally feel that resistance. Okay, so part of what we have to do there is recognize these different layers of our being. Recognize that, okay, biologically, neurologically, I'm going to have that resistance, but spiritually, I am the river, right? I am life. I am the change that is coming in to welcome me and to change me. And so, how can I adjust between the two, right? How can I flip from my biological resistance into my broader spiritual acceptance and my flow with what it is that wants to unfold? Okay, and so that is a process. And so if you are going through any kind of life transition right now, maybe you're going through family changes, maybe you're facing a divorce, or you're becoming a parent, or you've lost a loved one, maybe you're moving, or you're going through a change in your career. There's so many times when, suddenly the world is kind of blowing up and things are different. So if you're going through that, I just want you to know that, look, this is normal. This is part of life. And you're naturally going to have some of those challenges and those resistances. And what I'm also here to share with you as someone who's been through it is that you can do it. And you will do it. You absolutely got this. You just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. And it helps to have a healthy, effective orientation towards the change you are facing so that you can embrace it and experience really the benefits and the joy of what this transformation is bringing forward in your life. As things change, as you cross those great waters, it is an opportunity for something unexpected and something new to flow in. And that's actually where I want to close this just little video today. Obviously, there's so much to share about this topic, but this past weekend, I got to have a conversation with a great guy who's the former head coach of a canoe club that I am a part of here on Maui. And he was sharing with me his journey of moving to Maui from Oahu, the next island over in the Hawaiian chain here, dozens, 20, 30 years ago when he moved here. And he shared with me, that Maui is a place that he felt calling him back You know, it was calling him, and I can relate to that. Maui has this powerful, ancient energy. Obviously, it is a place of transformation. It's a destination. It's a spiritually powerful place. But he shared with me, he said, you know, if you try to come in here and do the things that worked for you in the past somewhere else, that is not what is going to work. But if you come in and you are open and you are willing to be transformed, willing to experience what the island and the people and the energy of this place have to offer you and are asking of you, then things will open up and you'll start to get welcomed in, and then it can show you how beautiful and how powerful and special a place it is, as we all know Maui is. And so that's really my core message to you today. I hope there's a lot of nuggets in here. I hope you find them useful, but really just to think about, hey, how can I unstructure what I thought I knew? You know, and it gets harder the older you get, right? You think you know more and more, but how can I unstructure that to really show up and see what this place, this situation, life is asking of me, and how can I orient and be available to that? And as I do that, well, where am I being invited into? And can I follow that? Can I open to that, even if I notice that resistance, that biological fear, that sense of being scared? I can open up into something unexpected and see where that takes me. Something unexpected, something new. For Encanto fans out there, it's a little shout out to my son Satori. He loves those songs. But yeah, so this is the journey, you guys. Life is a sacred task. It is a process of crossing the great waters. You know, we come into this life. That itself is the first huge change. We become embodied. We incarnate. You know, and then through that, it's the journey of spiritual warriorship. Are we crossing those waters? Are we ready to transform? Are we ready to leave behind what we knew while carrying forward what we have learned to serve the present moment, the next moment, to find that real sense of aliveness and vitality? And it's not always easy. Sometimes as you're crossing, the boat dumps over, you feel like you're going to drown. I have been there. I will be there again, I'm sure, and I hope you'll be there on the crossing with me to offer me a hand, get me back in the boat, and I hope to do the same for you. So if you like this video, thank you so much for tuning in. I really hope it's helpful to you. Please subscribe to our channel. Share this video to someone going through a change who you think could benefit from this kind of connection. Of course, I work with folks one-on-one, online if you are elsewhere in the world beyond Maui. And if you are ever interested or coming to this neck of the woods, I also do transformational retreats and workshops with folks one-on-one and in groups on Maui. So I'm wishing you all well. I hope this journey of life for you unfolds in a beautiful, meaningful way. And I'll catch you next time on this channel. So thanks a lot, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.